I knew that I would forget everything once I was devoid of colors, so at the very end, I left the draft as a precautionary measure against emergencies. It's just that I didn't think that those colors, maybe with some other unknown elements mixed in them, caused my initial intention to do a complete 180. They blurred the weight of the term favorite and put a filter of forever on a single day. What happened after? I guess you already know, Mr. Knight. Or should I call you the real Grisil? I don't understand. I'm the knight you created. Isn't that so? It told itself. You just used colors akin to Atto and created a protective shell of a knight for yourself. Or maybe it's because we're here and can't unite as one that everything turned out like this. But even with that being said, I have no clue how the real Atto talks, as you were so young at the time and didn't have many colors. But I do know how Grisil talks now. After all, the one who understands you most must be me, who kept you company ever since the ark set sail. Something seemed to have broken, and the animated color that always surrounded its armor finally poured into its crack. Yes, in the stream that endlessly repeats a day, there was one person who knew the passing of time all along, but her memory about herself had also been stolen by some mysterious power. And when she finally remembered everything, You're my gray color, Marvin. You finally remembered that before I take all the color back, please call me pure white. My personality is far more positive than gray now, after all, and more like the past you. Sure. I think you're right, pure white. Before the absolute power, at the seemingly last moment, even after such a long journey, I was still calling for father and mother subconsciously, trying to hide behind their backs. The thick armor, though it probably subdued my fear, it also rendered my self-recognition and memories nearly non-existent. So on the first day, Grisil the Knight met Marvin the Pure White. But that wasn't your fault. We both felt that power, the real culprit. You must have been mistaken. Even now, I still hold the opinion that I was indeed on cloud 9 that day in the dream, though this kind of pleasure is doomed to fade away as that day replays it again and again. I once tried to utter that part of truth I knew and ask for your help. I even tried to take you out of Mount Taishan directly, but they all proved to be fruitless. The instant the truth came to light, the second I was out of Mount Taishan, that power would always press rewind. Or still, after I tried this and that, you would faint without rhyme or reason come the next day. Nothing I say could awaken you. It's just like today, isn't it? Yes, after that experience, I acknowledged that if that was the side effect of the cycle, then it would be pointless to fight it head-on. Thus, I began to take advantage of my immunity to the cycle and my memory to direct you to the way out. I thought that maybe the cycle would end itself if you would entertain the idea of leaving. Shame that that idea also failed. That made me realize that that power could only exist outside of today, seeing as our effort to end the cycle ended up being futile. Maybe it's some kind of device or an ability of some sort. It's outside of today and can be affected by us. But precisely because of that, it's impossible for it, whatever it is, to make today forever be today. If we just downright give up, we fall right into this trap. Therefore, even if no one could ever know the truth, no one could help you out. The thing that kept you functioning was merely an assumption. Every today, you will guide me while leaving no trace, waiting for the change to come in a slow, gentle fashion. Oh, I assure you, I'm not so stoic. You know, I had a thought that I was some Mr. Knight, not really existing in reality. On a today long ago, I also planned to stay silent and not direct your thoughts, solely enjoying a good time with friends like the first today. But in the end, I couldn't. I just couldn't stop myself from worrying about you, about our future, and those troubles hiding beneath the armor never escaped your sharp eyes. You said that you were not happy because I wasn't. So I decided to keep going in order to give you a taste of pure happiness. I see. When you walk out of Kevin's house, you should be feeling the same, right? That day, you just suddenly deemed the weather nice enough for a walk. And so, you began the journey around the world. Yes, the sun outside is perfect. We should wake up now. Even though there's still a chance of failure this time, even if we fail this time, I'll be with you. Until we both witness the real sun. Past ghosts, wild dreams, rapture and anguish, everything stilled in the gentle white glow. Like the silent universe, like the mute stars. The night embraced solitude and returned to herself. It really was a very long dream. I need to confirm what time it is. If I recall correctly, the console is over there. Footsteps. Thank goodness you're fine. I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you, Hua. My body still feels a little weak, but far from that, everything is good. And long time no see. Yes, long time no see. The two exchanged all the information they currently had. So the dormancy capsule only stopped functioning because you severed the connection between it and the power system, and our enemy also fiddled with it. Yeah. However, even if I'm not
不过
here,
就算没
as
有
long
我，
as you hold on
只要
for
你
a
再
while
坚持一段时
longer,
间，
the power
多诺系统
system
也
will
会因你
stop
在循环
running
中
due
消
to
耗
your
而停止运转，
energy consumption in the cycle.
或
I
者是
just
帮你
help
把
you
重点
move the
线
finishing line
往
a
前挪
bit
了一小段而
closer.
已。
On the contrary,
反
if
过来
you
说，
have given up
要是你
struggling,
早已放
then
弃希望，
nothing I do could
那
change the
么
ending.
无论我事后做什么，恐怕都无济于事。
It's all thanks to Marvin.
这多亏了满文，
If it
如果他
hadn't
没有在一
created
开
this
始
state
就
at the
为我创造这
beginning,
一
my
片，
mind would have long
我的
succumbed
精
to the
神
nothingness
恐
of the
怕早就
dark,
被空灵
just
的
like
黑
those
暗吞噬了
paintings
吧，
left collecting
就
dust in
像
the corners of the
博物馆角
museum.
落里那些无人在意的画作，你懂
Marvin.
吗？
At
一开
first, I
始
thought it was a new
我还以为
friend
他
that
是
you
你在方舟
made
休整期交
during
到
the
的新朋友，
maintenance period of the arc,
类似于
akin
机器
to a
助手，
mechanical
但当系
assistant.
统将马文相关
Only
的
when
话，
the system
一一展
displayed
示
the
在屏
painting
幕上时，
related to Marvin on the screen
我
did
才
I
意识到，
realize that loneliness could have so
原
many
来在你的笔
forms.
下，孤独竟然可以有这么多种形态，
It can
哪
be a
怕也是
great
一只在
bird
繁星间捉
playing
迷藏的
hide and
灰色
seek
小鸟，
among the stars, a
一朵快
weathering
要枯萎的鲜
flower,
花，
a dancing painting
一只手
brush,
舞足蹈的
or
画笔，
a round-headed
也
robot.
可以是一个圆头圆脑的机器人，
And of course, most of all,
更是你。
it's also you. Yes,
虽然满文
though
不和
Marvin
我之
can't
外的
speak
人
to
说
anyone
话，
else but me,
但我
I
可以
can
把他
tell
的
you
话
what he
转达给
said.
花姐姐。
He
他
said,
说：
"Thank you for finding
谢谢
Gricio,
你找到了格雷修，也谢
and
谢
thank
你
you for finding
发
me."
现了我。
How chivalrous.
倒也不必这么正式。
Yeah, but
好，不过
as Gricio left the words unsaid, Fu Hua also seemed to notice something, her face flashing with imperceptible worry. But before long, a smile curled Gracio's lips again, because she believed that when a certain distant past finally reached this moment, it must have already embraced an ending with no regret. Be it for the other pioneers, or for the Hua that's right in front of her.
花
Hua,
姐姐，
let's wrap up the small
聊了这
talk
么
and
久，
get back on
我
topic.
们还是进入当下的正题吧。
Sure, about the current situation,
对于
there
目
are
前的
still
情
so
况，
many things we
我们
need
彼
to
此
know.
都还有很多需要弄明白的事。花姐
Do
姐，
you know why
你
you're
知道
here?
自己为什么会出现在这里吗？
Judging by your tone,
听语
you
气，
seem to have already
你似
known
乎
the
已经知道答
answer.
案了。
Yes, though you've formed
虽
a
然
rough
花姐姐
idea of
对
why
自己
you're
来到这
here,
里的
I
原因
still
有
need
了
to
初步
add
判断，
that
但我还是要补充一点。
you're not the
花姐姐，
complete Hua now.
你现在并不是完全的花，
What do you mean? The colors
上的
on you
颜色
somehow seem translucent
有一种
and are
半透明
attached
的
to
质
another
感，
color which
并
I'm
且
very
依附在
familiar
另一
with.
种我很熟悉的颜色之上。
To put it another way, it's
如果不
highly
用颜色的
likely
说
that the
法，
real Hua is projected here
现
by
在的花姐
someone.
姐，
You're here
我们还
investigating
是
through
被
your
谁
shadow,
以投
not
影
your
的姿态
physical
传送到
body.
了这里。你是通过自己的影子而非真身，在这里进行调查。
Fu Hua fell silent. Even though she had made her fair share of analysis about the current situation, she hadn't entertained that possibility before.
格雷
Gricio,
修，
is this
这种
observation
观
due to your
察
abilities?
是凭借你的能力吗？
Yes,
嗯，
after all, the Hua
已
in
经
the
循
cycle
环里的
told
花姐
me
姐说过，
that the precondition of
沾染
getting
颜色的
colored
前
is
提
to see the true
就
color
是
of
洞见那
someone
个人
that
自
even
己都
they
难
can
以察觉
hardly
的本质。
perceive. She actually said the things I've wanted to say,
他
but
倒是
never
把
had
我
a
过去
chance
想
to.
说，但一直没机会说的话说出来。
However, if you
不过，
can see this
既
nature,
然你能看
then
穿
is
本
there any
质，
color related to
那此
Honkai
刻的
on the
方舟
arc?
存在与崩坏有关的颜色吗？
Bricio shook her head.
就像
As you
花姐
know,
姐
the
知道
only
的
thing
那样，
closely related to Honkai
方舟上
energy
唯一
on the
与崩坏
arc
与
is
怒气相关
engine,
的发动
which is
机
now nowhere to be
现
found.
在下落不明。
Then what
如
if
果我们
we
把视角
expand
拉
our
远，
range
放
of
眼
the
整
Ho
个
Chi
起
Minh,
源，
which
或
is
者
to
说
say, to a
对
planet
于
that's
本周世界
located
某处的这
somewhere
个
in the
星
real
球，
world? If the
如果
arc
在坠
hadn't
落
taken a
前，
sharp turn
方
of
舟没
this
有大幅度变换航
direction
向，
before it fell, we
那么
should
我们
have
此
been on the
刻
edge of the
应
solar
该身处
system
于
by
太阳系
now.
的边缘。
And so, to learn about the situation, the two activated the troubleshooter again. Question: where is the planet where the Ark is currently located? The last report after the Ark's fall indicated it fell 4,500 astronomical units from the Sun, which is about 150 times the distance from Neptune to the Sun. However, despite its extreme distance from the Sun, the planet is surprisingly abundant in light and water, as well as possessing two natural satellites with no sign of Honkai. After the system comprehensive evaluation, it is suitable for cultivation. Being so far away from the Sun, there should be no trace of light and heat here. Wait, the Sun. Grisil, the city representatives here once shown me a scroll claiming that it's the myth about the origin of the world. Somewhere on the scroll there was a strange shining spot which I considered unimportant at that time and regarded as some kind of special ore. As for sunshine, the most vital thing for Earth, before the discussion of the representative over whether I should be admitted to the museum was over, I had watched the sky carefully. There was no sun like a luminous object, just boundless sheet of light. To think that they achieved so much while being at the edge of the solar system, incredible. If it were just about the incredibility of natural phenomenon, it would explained by Honkai energy, be it the myth of creation or the gossip on the street. There is the abstract concept of solar that suggests that the people who pass on the concept had seen the real sun and understood the importance. And if we relate that theory to the effort of those behind the capture of the Ark and putting you to sleep, you're saying the person who passed on this concept and the one who did it to me and the Ark are the same. Right. Besides, although small, it does not completely rule out the possibility that this person could still be hidden in the Ark at this moment. Question: how many people are in the Ark now? 2. One being the pilot, the other Hua. Good. So yellow and blue weren't here at all. That is to say, although I accidentally found Grisil, who has been missing for years, I'm still nowhere near the root cause of the strange phenomenon. Worse still, I can't make myself above suspicion because of Grisil's theory of my projection. In terms of time, the change did not happen until after I come to Qiming. Perhaps Sun and Orange had long suspected this, but they still decided to trust me. Did you hear the noise outside? Let's go check it out. I'm a little worried about them. How is this possible? Grisil, leave this place to me. You take care of the children first. Okay, you be careful too, Fuhua. Grisil was right. Now I really exist as a projection. But why isn't this the case when I face other monsters? Are you alright? We're fine, Fuhua. Is this Miss Grisil, Fuhua? Yeah, I found her in the Ark. Then blue and yellow. Sorry, we have double-checked. There were only me and Fuhua, in the Ark. Could they be taken by the monster we just encountered? Calm down, everyone. I have something more important to say. Actually, Green and I lied to you before. We didn't come out empty-handed from the museum. On the contrary, we obtained a lot of information beyond our wildest dreams. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you this before. It was out of caution against outsiders. and we also concerned this matter would further disturb everyone's mood. But now, indecision and hesitation will only result in more serious situation. You, do you still remember that person in the display case? As the story unfolded, it seemed that we were finally at the climax. And our shrewd detective also remembered that ghost from the past lurking in the shadows. Her eyes big like saucers, she muttered that name with evident surprise. Just like now. I'm so sorry, my friend. The moment you receive this letter, it means that I had broken our promise and left without saying goodbye. Please follow the railroad towards the north in pursuit of a swindler named Willie Paul. In fact, there will be neither me nor Willie Paul at the station you're arriving at, only this belated letter of explanation. If nothing had happened, I would have landed in Belgium by now, a far cry from Glasgow, where we were supposed to meet. As for the next stop, I can't say for sure now. It depends on how our real enemy will act. In the best case scenario, I will catch him in Antwerp, but as you know, it won't be easy. I'll try to make amends to you when this is all over. Perhaps you'll like some chocolate. Of course, I know that a delicious specialty can compensate for a thrilling adventure. After all, it's an essential material for your survival. At a simple wooden table, Fuhua was writing silently and quickly with a pen that had just been filled with ink. The light indoors was poor but good enough in this era where light bulbs were not yet popular. It was the rough paper and poor quality pen, rather than lighting, that affected her writing speed more. After all, she had decided to write the letter to Holmes on the spur of the moment, and she could only make use of what was at hand. And considering the clandestine nature of things, she didn't want to leave traces of someone living in her room. Even so, I still hope you'll understand my decision. We are only one step away from arresting our common enemy, but in this final step, I must engage him in close combat. As a Schicksal Valkyrie, I have no reason to put citizens in such danger, even if you volunteer just to satisfy your curiosity. Of course, this is not to negate the services you have done for us in the past, finding the crime scene first, giving Scotland Yard the runaway on my behalf, introducing me to street children who call themselves the Young Detectives Crew. I will submit all the above to Schicksal in front of. Certainly, it will also include your several acts of vandalizing the scene, moving evidence, beating a police officer to resist arrest. Rest assured, Schicksal will give you a fair judgment. Based on my experience, it won't be too severe. At the very least, they won't go after those autobiographical literature works of yours. You can't give away the most crucial secrets. After all, Anne's true identity, you don't know anything about it. Fuhua hesitated a little before adding those seemingly harsh words. More than 3 months have passed since she came to England and began the special mission.